Okay, Matt, let's talk about goals. So this is one of the topics that I get asked the most when we write about it in our Leader Pulse newsletter. We've talked about it a little bit on our podcast. Why, as CEO, why do you think goal setting is so hard for executives?
Goals. So excited. I think there's two things, Holly. First one is goals are so easily set and forget. That's the first one, is if it's not front and center, if it's not at the top of every conversation, one-on-ones or team meetings, it's easy to forget and get misaligned. The second part is there's got to be a golden thread between what's happening at the executive team and what's most important for the whole organization, cascaded all the way down to what's happening on the front lines. And if that golden thread doesn't connect, then that's where you create chaos, misalignment, sideways energy, all the things. And so that's why today's so exciting.
Yes, that is so true. The feedback I've gotten the most as a manager is when my team doesn't understand how their work is related to the goals of the business. When they feel like they're working in a silo or they're like, this feels like a distraction. And I, as the leader, haven't connected the why for that golden thread to happen. Okay, so we've used a lot of different, I've been at Leader for almost 4 years, and we've used a lot of different goal setting frameworks. What are the ones that you feel like have not worked at all and you never want to use again, and ones that you feel like have been really effective?
We started with a basic, if you will, OKR tracking framework, objectives and key results. And I thought that was fine. It's not that it didn't work, it was just kind of fine. And then we thought we were going to be a big company. And so we moved to a framework called the OGSMs, Objective Goals, Strategies and Measures. And that didn't work. And I'm not throwing rocks at the framework. It was just overly complex for an organization our size. It was just way too much corporate vernacular, just didn't fit our needs necessarily. So now we've moved to the Advantage framework from Pat Lencioni, which is defining objectives. What are the big key rocks that have to be accomplished to accomplish your rallying cry? And then under that is the standard operating objectives, which are kind of like the business as usual metrics. And so we now do red, yellow, green, defining objectives, standard operating objectives across every single part of the company. And it's been a game changer.
It really has. Yeah, I hated OGSM because for me, I'm like, objective and goal they're literally synonyms. Like I remember telling you that. I'm like, what the heck is the difference between an objective and a goal? So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for the Advantage framework. It's been a game changer for me personally as a leader, and I think for us as a business, especially because defining objectives are subjective. And I know that's been a challenge for us. We are so performance driven at Leader, which is awesome. I think it's one of our superpowers. However, there are often things that are going to move your business forward that you can't really measure. And so I really love how Pat brings that to the surface with defining objectives are qualitative or more subjective goals that have to be true in order for you to achieve your overarching, what he calls the rallying cry. And then, as you said, those standard operating objectives, those are the measurable, the quantitative ones. So that has been awesome for us. I think we've been using it for what, about a year, I
Coming
guess,
on a year now, I
almost,
think. Yeah, right? Or yeah, 9 months at
or
least.
9 months.
Yeah.
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 And it's been awesome. Well, we are so excited to be able to bring our leader customers cascading goals. This has been one of our most requested features. We've always had goals and objectives inside of Leader, but up until now, they've lived separately on their own. And so now with our cascading feature, you can connect any goals. You can do parent-child relationships, and really be able to see what we just talked about a minute ago, which is how does that golden thread, through the entire organization from executive team to frontline employees. So what are you most excited about with cascading goals, Matt?
We need to go in the same direction. It is so underestimated, it's so underrated to understand what would it look like if we were all rowing in the same place and not kind of running off in different spots. And so I think the ability to understand what is that team doing and how does that connect back up to what's most important, game changer. Couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, we on our marketing team, so there is a business standard operating objective for marketing. So this is, what does demand generation look like, customer enablement, et cetera. And so our marketing manager, Anna, who's an individual contributor, was able to put her defining objectives in the marketing team under that standard operating objective that sits on our leadership team. And so we were able to put cascading goals to real life application. And it was so neat for her to see how her work every single day has a direct line back to our initiative as a business. So quick recap for us. Number one, make sure that you have a clear why for your goals. If you're just setting goals as a leadership team and you're not explaining to your team why they're important, they're going to get lost and it's just going to feel like another thing to do.
Yep.
Second is pick a framework that works. There's a zillion out there. Feel free to email us if you want some more advice on that. I think we have several blog posts on different goal frameworks, but we're big fans of the Advantage framework from Patrick Lencioni and the Table Group. And then thirdly, check out that cascading goals feature if you are a leader customer. If you're not, we'd love to talk to you about becoming a customer. And you can also check out the Leader Advantage, which is implementing that goal framework that we just talked about inside of our exclusive Leader Advantage platform. So anything I missed, Matt?
Nailed it. Couldn't be more excited. It's launched today, so get your hands on the new goals module, and it's going to be super helpful for your teams. They say that the most important things that your employees are looking for today is purpose at work. And so if you can tie the purpose of what they're doing to what is most important for the overarching mission and team, that's going to help them feel more bought in and more aligned to the mission.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, everyone.